So, guys, welcome again. And as I promised you, every day we shall be touching on these gray areas that is inheritance. But I want to ask you a very simple question. I don't know whether you own a bank account or you own a money market fund or you have an M-PESA account with Safaricom. Then you need to listen this very, very carefully. I don't know whether you ever gone to your bank and actually asked them what would actually happen if I'm not able to operate this account, either by way of you not being there, that is, if you're dead, or if you got into a coma. I don't know whether you've ever thought of that. It's very important because there are hundred of billions lying under what we call unclaimed financial asset authority. And it's a very, very simple ignorance, yeah, or you ignore something very simple to ask where and who would actually get this money and how can they be able to access my fund if I'm not there. So if you look at what the bank, the Safaricom, what your MMF form actually looks like, is that all of them tells you or instructs you to write someone by the name next of kin. And we know as per the Kenyan law is you do not automatically qualify to inherit someone's property or someone's assets by being named what we call a next of kin. Actually, that process or that those particular institution I've mentioned, that is the bank, the Safaricom, your fund manager, and doing a money market fund, they will require you to either come with letter of administration, if at all you as the owner of the account did not actually have anything written in form of a will, or if at all you had written down a will, the bank will require you, or the money market fund manager, or even the Safaricom will require you to come with something called a probate, a grant of the probate. Yeah. So it is very important that we start speaking of this to push the bank to change some of the regulations. And I'll tell you, outside Kenya, majority of the banks have what we call a POD designation form. Yeah, POD designation means that you are allowed, or you are next of kin is allowed to automatically take over your account if at all you are no longer there. And that helps them to bypass that long process of going to court, getting the succession letter of administration, and in general, it's called the payable on death designation form. And that one gives your next of kin the right to automatically access the funds if at all you are not there. What Kenyan Bank have is a joint, what do we call it? It's more of, or the money is only accessible by your spouse or your child if at all you had registered it as a joint account. Unfortunately, how many people do you know have a joint bank account? There are very, very few, and that makes it very, very difficult for your family members to access the important resources that could help them during this crisis, because you are no longer there and possibly you are the breadwinner and the account is not accessible. So your children may suffer. You may not be able to afford the basics because the money or the account is not jointly registered. So I want you to refer me, if at all you are in a position, to anybody you know, either your friend who have had to go through this process of succession, so that our people can learn. And this is purely for education purposes. Must put a disclaimer, I'm not an attorney who can help you on will, but I have a few of my friends who work in that area, and God willing, I can bring one so that we can also learn from those who deal with matters will. But my appeal to you is, if at all you have a friend, or you as a person have had to go through the succession entire process, we would really appreciate to have you in our show, and we can be able to learn. Yeah. So until we meet in the next episode or session, it's God bless. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, that is Jellic Shield Kenya. If you go to Facebook, look for Jellic Shield Kenya, and if you would share this content to friends, to other people, I would really appreciate. That is the only way I can see that you appreciate what I'm doing. So thank you so much. See you in the next episode.